G'day, welcome back to the channel. It's a pretty sad day for me, I'm afraid. First of all, a bit of a catch up on what's happening with the council. The council has responded to all those people who said, show us where it says you have to be a member of Model Flying New Zealand and the regulations. They've responded by completely dodging that question and claiming nobody's banned from flying at the airfield. Yet in the letter, I'll put a copy of this at the end of the video so you can read it in its entirety. In the letter they've sent me, they say, please, could you provide your evidence of your membership of one of the aforementioned associations or your pilot's license registration number prior to using the airfield again, or discontinue the use of the Tokoroa airfield for drone/unmanned aircraft flying. So it's not a ban. We just place conditions we know you can't comply with on using the airfield for model flying. Now, we know this is not about safety, it's not about just petty bureaucracy, and there are several organisations involved in this. Model Flying New Zealand want utter compliance with the letter of the CAA regulations, which means I can't be a member of their body if I'm going to fly this around my house FPV. So membership of Model Flying New Zealand is out of the question. Without that, the council has sent me a letter that says I may not fly at the airfield without that membership, even though their claims that that membership is a requirement under the regulations laid out by CAA is a blatant and utter lie that they've been caught in, and they refuse to even engage in discussing with the people who've contacted them. In fact, their parting word was basically, you can email us again and we'll read it, but we're not going to talk to you anymore because we've got no high ground to stand on. So that leaves me in the position where I have nowhere to fly. I have nowhere to fly. Now, this council doesn't care about its reputation. It doesn't give a damn about its reputation. It doesn't give a damn about anything. I mean, we could drag this through the media and, nothing will happen. This happened before. The council has been dragged through the mud by the media and they just don't care. They're still getting paid. They're still getting their stipends. Still getting the perks and privileges. No worries. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And I think this is where I have made a huge mistake. And everything that related to the hobby, I've made a mistake. I've expected people to be like me. I'm old school. Safety. When it comes to safety, it's not about rules and regulations. It's about you taking personal responsibility for your own safety and the safety of people around you, your friends and anybody that's around you. That's how it used to work when I was brought up. Safety was your own obligation, own responsibility. Now, no. Just be compliant and everyone's happy. It doesn't matter if you're not safe. As long as you're compliant, that's fine. Even if it means safety levels are reduced. And I don't hold with that. I'm not a good fit for the modern world. I realise I'm a really poor fit for the modern world, and I judge people by my own standards, or I expect them to be, look at things the way I do, and that fails. That's abysmal, because in this example of dealing with the council now, tens of thousands of people watch my videos. And I thought, yeah, man, if I can get one, maybe 10% of those people backing me on this, we've got it made. But no, the reality is a few dozen people cared enough to write an email to the council. A few dozen people out of tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands have watched my videos, and 190,000 subscribers. I kind of made a mistake. I misjudged this situation massively. I thought that I'm out there crusading for the hobby. I'm out there trying to protect the hobby, educate people, support the hobby. I thought there'd be people who'd be happy to pay that back a little bit. And sure enough, a few dozen did. The vast majority didn't give a damn. And as I say, I'm not a good fit. My philosophy has always been, help people. Have some empathy for people. Do what you can for other people. That's the way you do it. That's what being a human being is all about. It's kind of changed, I'm afraid, in recent times. Today, it's all about looking out for yourself. Make sure you're number one first. And that's it. Empathy, we don't need that. That's why human life has no value anymore. Look around the world at the conflicts. Human life is valueless. No one cares about human life. It's just a number. It's so depressing when you see this happening. When people are just used as a statistic in a conflict. I don't know. I have trouble dealing with that, to be honest. And so I misjudged the level of support I would get, the number of people who actually care about the hobby. They care about what they're doing, but they don't care about the hobby. Otherwise, I'd have a lot more support than I do. So I don't know where I go from here. I can't fly anymore. I can't fly. My models, no use to me. I'm not allowed to fly in the parks because, again, the council has written to me a letter that says you must have a pilot's license or membership of Model Flying New Zealand and wings to fly in our parks. Anyone else? That's okay. They can fly a shielded operation. You, no. You especially, you individually, only you are required to be a member of this organisation. And people have said, the council has said anyone can fly at the airfield. But the problem is they've said that to you. But to me, this is still in effect. I've asked them to officially rescind this diktat that I must have membership of Model Flying New Zealand or a pilot's licence. I've asked them to rescind this in writing. They refuse to do so because they haven't rescinded it. They're telling you one thing, they're telling me something else, and they're not going to back down from this. This is their stand. They will not rescind that in writing. It says it all. They're so duplicitous. They're two-faced, and they lie, and they're still lying. And there's not enough people out there supporting me to solve this problem. So I am grounded. I thought I would end my days in the hobby. I thought the Parkinson's would basically ground me. My hands would get so bad I just couldn't fly. No, it is people and their petty agendas, people and their indifference to others, and they just don't care. People just don't care. They got busy lives and things. The hobby's probably not important to them as it is to me. I'm a square peg in a round hole here, people, and it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, and I've had enough. I really have had enough. The hobby has been great. This crusade for the hobby has kept me going. I mean, the Parkinson's is a shit of a disease. It really, when I'm cramped, I get cramps in muscles. I mean, I work out, so I've got better control of my muscles. But then when they cramp, man, it's like big muscles cramp more than little muscles. So it's really debilitating. I don't make videos when I'm not feeling well because you wouldn't want to see it. Honestly, I wouldn't want you to watch it. So I only make videos when I'm good. So people don't realise the downtimes, the bad times, how bad it is. I have to fight for every good day that I get. And having a cause, having a goal, having a crusade makes that so much easier. I've lost that. It's gone for me now. I don't have it. And people don't care. Why should I care? People don't care. Nothing I do as an individual is going to make the smallest bit of difference. Even the few dozen people that care enough to do something when I ask them to, it's not enough to make a difference. We need thousands of people, tens, hundreds of thousands of people, all pulling in the same direction. It's just not going to happen because people are all about themselves. It's all about themselves, not about other people. And we'll never gain any traction. The hobby, I'm afraid to say, the hobby is stuffed. Look at where it's gone in the last 10 years. From a family-friendly outdoor pursuit that was encouraged with children to now something that's vilified every day on the media, where evil people, bad actors, now your models have to have ankle bracelets because you're suspected of being a bad person. And you've got to prove you're not by registering and having remote ID. And I don't want to live in a world like that. That's just, our grandparents and their parents fought to free us from this kind of, assumption of guilt and all this tracking and things. People died in World War II. Because that was the goal of the enemy, was to basically, papers please and, regimented control. And now people have handed that over. All those freedoms that were so hard won, they've just handed them over. Oh, yeah, well, the rules say that. Yeah, we'll do that. Remote ID? No problem. Where do I buy one? Instead of standing up and saying, no, where is the justification? How many lives would remote ID have saved in the last 10 years? None? Oh. And where are all these threats to national infrastructure that this 250-gram drone poses? And if remote ID had been a part of that for the last 10 years, how many dams would have been saved? How many power stations would have been saved? It's all bullshit. And people are swallowing it hook, line and sinker and handing over their freedoms on demand, on request. The government doesn't even demand, they just request it and they do it. I don't know. People are so gullible these days. And I'm gullible because I believed that people were better than they are. That's my fault. I don't blame the people. I blame me for misjudging them, for perhaps having standards that were too high that other people just don't care about. So the hobby's dead for me. I can't participate. I cannot legally fly. The only thing I can legally fly is this line of sight in my garden or FPV inside the house. That's not the hobby. I've got 3D models, I've got nitro models, I've got jet-powered models, I've got EDFs, I've got gliders. I can't fly any of them legally anymore because nobody cares enough. And it's just kind of pisses me off, but just makes me a bit sad, to be totally honest. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I really don't. This is my livelihood as well as my life. November and December, biggest months on YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay all the bills, but it pays enough of them that it's important. My December earnings are going to be like zero. Because what am I going to make video? What can I make videos of? People are still flying at the field, but I can't bring myself to go out and watch other people enjoying the hobby while I can't. It's too gritty. It grind my gears too much. Mr. Safety, the ADSB alarm guy, the guy who does all the stuff to try and promote safety, I'm prohibited because I am allegedly unsafe. The guy who promotes and protects and supports the hobby, he's not allowed to engage in the hobby because we say so. We don't know what we're doing, but we're stopping him. We're Model Flying New Zealand. We cannot allow him to fly this FPV around his bloody house. We're CAA. We cannot allow him to fly this FPV around his house. We're the council. We can't allow him to fly anywhere at any time. Yeah, that kind of says it all. I am just so disappointed in the world. I'm so disappointed. And I've got some reviews to finish on RC model reviews. I've committed to companies to review the products. I will do that. I want to be true to my obligations. I know it's not the trendy thing to uphold a contract, example. And the thing that really sealed it was today. Today I was mulling what to do, and I still had some fight in me, and then today all the wind came out of my sails. Because you recall I put a video up a little while ago from the field. It was called, I think the thumbnail was 100 million views count for nothing. And it was Scott and Ron and Bill and Neil, I think they're at the field flying, like in one of the videos from the field, right? What's wrong with that? What could be wrong with that? One of the people that was there was John. John's the guy with the mobility scooter and the little trolley behind it and the beaver in the trolley. He was happy to be videoed. I mean, sometimes John does say, don't film this flight, it's a maiden, I get nervous. I don't film stuff if he doesn't want me to film it. I respect that. But he was happy to be filmed, right? Yeah, laughing with the boys, yeah. And he can tell his mates, oh, I was on the X-Jet channel, But for some reason, 2 weeks later, and he doesn't even just say to me, hey, Bruce, could you check? No, he goes to YouTube, files a privacy complaint on that video. The video he agreed to be in. Suddenly, no, I don't want to be in it anymore. Well, I'm sorry, but there was a contract formed there. You agreed to be in the video, or you would have said no. And now you're breaking that contract. And if you can't trust your mates, and I mean, I've done stuff for John. I gave him a Spectrum module, Orange Spectrum module years ago. He plugged his FreeSky receiver into the wrong way around to telemetry and blew the snot out of it. I fixed it for him, free of charge, my own time, my own materials that I had to pay for. I fixed it for him. That's what you do for friends, right? And when your friends turn around and do the dirty on you, really, what are you supposed to think of the world? I mean, Bill and Neil and Ron, they're good blokes. But John, just, what the hell? What the hell's going on? I don't understand the world anymore. So I'll have a bit of trouble paying the bills this Christmas, but that's of my own making, I guess. Patreon supporters, I will be providing some content for you, probably exclusively for you, because I owe you that. You support me. I owe you some support back. I was going to self-host my videos. I've already made arrangements to get another fiber line in here and a dedicated machine so I could deliver the videos directly without ads and without YouTube censorship and things. But what videos now? What? Videos of me sitting in there watching grass grow with a model in my hand because I can't fly it. I'm so pissed off. I'm sad, I'm pissed off. I wanted Parkinson's to be the thing that killed the hobby for me. Not so many petty, bloody minded people who can't get over themselves. Use the excuse of safety. Lie through their teeth. Yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry, the video's too long. I should have stopped it before. But I just had to tell you because it would be unfair not to tell you what's happening. And I'm not making any commitments to do or not do anything at this stage. I'm still just a bit shell-shocked that the hobby's been stolen from me at this point. And it's really soured me to the whole thing. Anyway, thank you for watching, people. We'll see what happens. And there'll be a best of coming up. That'll be my swan song, perhaps. I don't know.